Straight ahead on CCX News, new tools to save lives. We'll show you Plymouth's latest life-saving equipment. Plus, how do you speak to your elders?
But to assume that they don't understand you is almost talking down to somebody.
Some good advice from nurses who speak to the elderly on a daily basis. But first, a closure in Crystal that has some wondering what's next. CCX News starts right now. A well-known restaurant in the northwest suburbs is closed, and it is uncertain what will replace it. Hello, everyone, and thanks for joining us. I'm Shannon Slatton. 1 month ago, Broadway Pizza on West Broadway Avenue in Crystal went out of business. City officials could not comment on the closure today, but CCX News learned that the site is owned by Pasture Properties. The closure caught some residents off guard because Broadway Pizza has been a successful chain with 15 other locations in the Twin Cities metro.
I am surprised, yeah. I'm surprised. I know they did, I don't know, like bingo and stuff, and I wish they, yeah. It's a decent, I don't know, but maybe I should have gone there, then they wouldn't be closing.
Yeah, I was very surprised. This is actually a place I like to go to get drinks and, you know, relax after work and even fun nights with friends. So I was like, and it's one of the places that actually offers vegan options, so I was really like sad to hear that.
We used to come here often, but the service kept getting worse and worse, and they even forgot my food.
According to the City of Crystal, the property is zoned for commercial uses. Anything that fits within that definition could possibly be built in the Broadway Pizza spot. In Plymouth, the new mayor used an old family heirloom for his swearing-in ceremony. Mayor Jeff Washy was sworn in using a Bible that's been with his family dating back to the late 1800s. Washy was previously a city council member. He takes over for Kelly Slavic, who was mayor of Plymouth for the past 12 years. Also sworn in were Jim Prom and Ned Carroll, who were both re-elected. A new council member, Nick Rail, who fills Washy's former Ward 2 seat, was also sworn in. The Plymouth Fire Department has some new equipment that will not only help keep firefighters safer, but it will also help the public. Reporter Meredith Hackler shows us why these new tools are vital to the department's mission.
Being a firefighter is unpredictable, which means the equipment they use is vital to their well-being and to the people they are saving.
Around ice time, we need something that's small and portable that we can get to the body of water and then be able to maneuver once we're out there.
The Plymouth Fire Department recently acquired a new rescue boat that they can deploy when saving someone from a water emergency. The boat inflates in 90 seconds and is held in a small bag when not in use.
There's limited capacity, so we have to be very selective in what we put on. And if we can put that in a package that can fit on a truck and not be the size of a boat until we need it to be the size of the boat, it actually really benefits us.
Another benefit is the firefighters can walk inside while holding its outer parts.
Having that equipment there quickly and us being able to utilize it like we need to makes it a lot safer for us. If we did not have this piece of equipment, we would be going out just in our suits, and it adds a higher level of safety for us when we're performing that rescue.
While the boat makes life-saving rescues easier, the department also acquired another piece of equipment that is vital to the health of firefighters.
In the past, people thought firefighters died because of trauma and because of fires. Firefighters are more apt to die from a cardiac event or cancer than a fire or traumatic event.
The dryer allows firefighters to dry their gear in 45 minutes. Before the dryer, first responders would have to wait up to 3 days for their equipment to dry.
The drying equipment really goes towards the health and safety and longevity of the firefighter.
Both new pieces of equipment make the job of firefighters more efficient, in turn keeping the community they serve safer. In Plymouth, Meredith Hackler, CCX News.
Plymouth and Brooklyn Center have it. Could Robbinsdale be next? The Robbinsdale City Council will begin discussions again on an ordinance to raise the tobacco sales age from 18 to 21. The change would also apply to e-cigarettes. It could come up for a city council vote in February. In late 2017, Robbinsdale came just shy of voting to raise the age to buy tobacco. Instead, they limited the flavored tobacco products and cheap cigars that shops could sell as a way to deter youth from smoking. That ordinance kicked in on April 1st of last year. 3 of the 4 largest suburbs in Hennepin County lie right here in the Northwest Metro. In 20 years, the Metropolitan Council projects Brooklyn Park will be the largest suburb, surpassing Bloomington. Brooklyn Park is expected to grow to nearly 100,000 people. Maple Grove is projected to grow to almost 90,000. And the city of Plymouth isn't far behind, projected to surpass the 80,000 mark. Of course, the largest city in Hennepin County is Minneapolis. One way Brooklyn Park will be getting bigger is a new townhome development proposed north of Highway 610. D.R. Horton is proposing 56 units near St. Gerard Church. Many new commercial developments and housing projects will be coming to Maple Grove this year. That from Maple Grove Mayor Mark Stephenson, who gave comments on the state of the city at this week's council meeting. Now here's some of what to expect. Construction continues on a new football, soccer, and lacrosse complex by Maple Grove High School. The $10 million facility should be ready to open in the summer. Also, there's anticipation in the southwest part of the city as Hy-Vee gets closer to opening. It could be ready by the fall. And it may seem hard to believe, but it's now been 20 years since Maple Grove City Hall was built. This year, the city will make the final payments on that building. Still ahead, a standout student whose voice could take her places. Plus, the Armstrong boys basketball team shoots for an upset against top-ranked Park Center. But first, back to average January temperatures on Thursday, and then it gets much warmer heading into the weekend. A junior at Armstrong High School recently won a state award for classical music. Teachers say junior Sara Shiff has a voice that could take her places. She's today's standout student. Choir director Stephanie Trump says the best voices at Armstrong High School are in this class. Students have to audition to get in.
Rather elite. So it's really predominantly senior sopranos and altos. And in this case, Sarah's in the minority of girls in the choir that are juniors.
Sara Shiff has been heavily involved in Armstrong's music program.
I spend more time in this room than I do awake in my house.
She's a classically trained musician who is in chamber singers and active in Armstrong Theater too. She was in last year's production of Bye Bye Birdie.
We've been fortunate in all of these years and decades of having a lot of singers. When you look at decades worth of work, singers going out into the world and really doing great things as singers, individual and professional. And I think Sarah's in that caliber.
Sara comes from a musical family and has excelled in competition. She's not counting out a career in music.
These competitions that I'm doing are really helpful for me to see if I could end up making it, because it's a big risk as anyone going into any profession. If you want to be a doctor, want to be a lawyer, which actually is something else I'd aspire to be.
Sara takes advanced classes and is keeping her options after high school open. Teachers have no doubt she'll tackle whatever she pursues with the same gusto they see in class.
She's delightful. She really is exceptional at everything that she does, including fundraising. I mean, she's just crazy passionate about anything that she gets her mind wrapped around, which is really fun to see. And as a result of that, other kids get motivated to what she just thinks is practical and normal.
Sara is practicing to be in Armstrong High School's production of Spamalot, with performances beginning February 1st. It's supposed to be a great show. Still ahead, changing how we speak to our elders. Some registered nurses in Plymouth have some advice. But first, 2 good teams go head-to-head as Park Center battles Armstrong in girls basketball. John Jacobson has the highlights up next.
Park Center's boys basketball team is currently ranked first in Class 4A. The Pirates came into Tuesday night undefeated, with visiting Armstrong looking for an upset. High school rivals meet as coaches as John Bryant of Armstrong faces James Ware, a Hopkins grad, now coaching the Pirates. Armstrong slows the pace and they do it well. Jake Breitbach scores here for a 10-4 lead. Breitbach with 13 points in the game. Dylan Iniger with a shot fake. Hits a 3 here, and the Falcons take control, leading 18-6. Iniger gives it up to a more open Devin Fry in the corner, and he hits, and Armstrong's lead grows to 15 at 23-8. Adam Bewin receives the pass and scores, plus a foul. He scores 18 to lead all scores in the game. Park Center makes a push late in the first half. Tommy Chapman gets the steal. His dunk isn't pretty, but it goes in. The Pirates pull within 7 at the half. Second half, Breitbach drives and dishes to Hezekiah Ayawe for the layup, and Armstrong stays sharp. Dane Danger gets heated up for Park Center. His fadeaway jumper off the glass is good, but he's limited in this game by foul trouble. Breitbach spins into the defense and finds Fry for another corner three. Fry scores 13 points, and Armstrong leads by 14. Park Center makes it another charge. Kari Broadway with the deflection to Emmanuel Tamba, back to Broadway and then over to Chapman. But they never get closer than 5 points as Armstrong celebrates a big road win, knocking off #1 Park Center 62-56.
Oh, that's a huge win. It's a huge win. They're a very good team, and we just came out and played our hardest, and we got the job done. It was just trusting in each other and playing solid defense. That's what coach preaches that a lot, just playing solid and not controlling the ball the whole game.
Those schools also squared off in girls basketball. The Pirates and the Falcons came into their Tuesday game with a combined 17-3 record. Falcons looking to knock off the 9th-ranked Pirates on Armstrong's home court. Lauren Frost pokes the ball free and starts a fast break for the Pirates. Great back and forth down the court. Adalia McKenzie finishes. She had 13 first-half points for PC. Today, Griffin played a strong game for Park Center. She drives and scores here, 19 points in the night for Griffin. Jordan Bloom is open in the corner for a three for Armstrong and hits to pull the Falcons back to within 6. The 10-point deficit for the Falcons at halftime. Early second half, and Masenga Mutunda grabs the offensive rebound, puts it back for 2 of her 19 points. She's closing in on the school's all-time scoring record. Frost had a great overall game for the Pirates, drives and scores here, 20 points on the night for her as Park Center extends its lead. Great footwork by the Falcons' Carly Kershaw to get herself free for the shot. She had 27 points, but it's not enough. Off a missed three, it's McKenzie with an offensive rebound and putback. And Park Center's girls win their 9th straight game. 75-56 is the final. In girls hockey, second place Maple Grove met up with league leader Andover in a key game in Northwest Suburban Conference's North Division. Maple Grove on their home ice for this one. With less than a minute to play in the first period, Andover's Jamie Nelson to Peyton Hemp, who scores, and it's a 1-0 Huskies lead. Late second period, Nelson threads the needle again, this time to Gabby Kraus. She scores for a 2-0 Andover lead. Andover is a very good defense, and the Crimson is held to just 17 shots on goal. Cassidy Stumo turns away all of those for the shutout, and Huskies take it 3-0. In boys hockey, Breck was looking to bounce back from a pair of losses last week as they faced Providence Academy in an IMAC conference game. The Lions traveling to Golden Valley to take on the Mustangs for this one, first of 2 meetings between the teams this winter. This was a good game. First period, the Lions get a 2-on-1 break. Grant Ellings to Evan Spatafora for the pretty goal there. Providence leads 1-0 after 1. Second period, Will Suraju winning it back on the face-off to Matthew Conroy. He goes in and scores. And this is a 1-1 game. Same score in the third period. Carter Tyson with a shot that stopped. Conroy there to shoot and score on the rebound. Second of the night for the Mustangs captain, and it's 2-1 Breck. And then it's Tyson on a rush with the puck. He'll get off a good shot. It comes free off the Lions goalie. And Suraju pops in the rebound, giving the Mustangs a 3-1 lead. Under 2 minutes to play in the game, and the Lions' Christian Murrow with a long pass off the Breck defenseman right to Spatafora, who scores. That makes it 3-2, but Providence can't get the equalizer, and it's Breck winning 3-2. And that is all for sports today. Shannon, back to you.
All right, thanks, John. The closure of the North Hennepin Chamber of Commerce was upsetting to many business owners, but now another group has stepped in to pick up the slack. The I-94 West Chamber of Commerce has been working in the Rogers-St. Michael area for years and has members as far away as St. Cloud. Now that North Hennepin is no more, I-94 West is working to expand its footprint into the Northwest Metro. The group held a coffee chat this morning in Maple Grove to attract businesses from that city, as well as Brooklyn Park, Brooklyn Center, and Osseo.
In those areas we've had members in for years. It's just more official now, and now I can, due to the lack of boundary from a chamber aspect, that barrier is kind of now gone.
If you'd like to check them out, you can visit their website at i94westchamber.org. Up next, something many of us do wrong when we chat with elderly seniors. Some advice from registered nurses when we come back. Think for a second about how you talk to the new people you meet. Common sense would suggest that you talk to someone like a normal human being. But when it comes to the elderly population, that doesn't always happen. As Elaine Cleveland reports, there's a growing movement to get people to stop using elder speak.
And slowly lower down, switch to the other side.
Nobody can escape Father Time. There are certainly ways to slow it down, but eventually Father Time catches up.
Palm stays in the center, raise up to the side.
And when it does, some people have a tendency to change how they talk to the elderly population.
They talk louder, they use much simpler language, or they just ignore you.
Marcia Copeland is a resident of Trillium Woods in Plymouth. She says she's experienced the phenomenon known as elder speak, where people communicate with the elderly using baby talk.
Well, sometimes it's cutie or honey, or just because you're a little slower in moving. People think that you're a little slower upstairs too, and that's not really the case for most of us. Here at Trillium, we have a college dean, we have people who've run major corporations.
Staff members here at Trillium Woods are trained to use appropriate language with residents. But in the real world, it's sometimes a different story.
We'll hear things such as like, do you need to go potty? Or using the terms we. Do we want to go to dinner? Do we want to go to this activity or that activity?
Carrie Brosted is a registered nurse here, and she says there's a growing movement to teach people to stop using elder speak because it can be demoralizing to seniors.
To assume that they don't understand you is almost talking down to somebody, and over time it can bring down your cognitive abilities. You start to actually lose those kind of cognitive abilities when you're not using the language.
The goal here is to keep people feeling as young as possible. And for Marcia, a big way to do that is for people to talk to her like a normal person.
I had a 35-year career at General Mills. I want to be respected because I earned that respect. And I want people to think that I still have a brain that works.
In Plymouth, Elaine Cleveland, CCX News.
Experts say that if you're a senior who encounters elder speak, that you should be direct with people, let them know that they're doing it and that they don't need to alter their voice while speaking to you. And that's all the time we have for now. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you right back here again tomorrow, starting at 4 o'clock.